Scott called me one time in spring of '91 and said, "Dad, I want to have a golf tournament at the beach for myself and my friends that are working down here, and I want to call it the Beach Buddies Tournament."
And really it was just an opportunity to get together and share good times with our friends and family. And that was the original concept for the golf tournament.
We had 16 folks play in that golf tournament, and we raised no money, and first prize was a 6-pack of beer. We had a wonderful time, and it was going to be an annual tournament of just good buddies to get together and play golf. On June 22nd, 1991, Scott was killed in an automobile accident near Lake City, South Carolina.
Probably the biggest effect his death had on me was realizing that it wasn't fair. I couldn't make sense of it. Why did that happen? And just trying to reconcile that in my own weird way. Second is really just to, this is the 17th year of the tournament, and to think that that was 17 years ago when he died.
You try to find some sense of what has happened and reasons for it, and we truly wanted to ensure that Scott's death was not in vain and that something good could come out of it. His personality, the way he lived his life, was he truly cared about people and loved people, especially children and those in need.
Shortly after Scott's death, the entire family and Scott's friends got together and decided that we wanted to have a healing tournament for us. So we got together in August and had our very first Scott Hannon Memorial Tournament. I think our goals for that first tournament were really undefined. We just used it as a get-together to heal more than anything else, and it just evolved through the fact that so many people started to play in the tournament, and we started to make a little money, and then we wondered, well, what in the world are we going to do with this money? We can't, spend it.
So we wanted to ensure that his name, we could honor Scott's name through our charity work with children's charities. And now, we're looking back 16, 17 years later, and Scott's death, as tragic as it was, has touched thousands of children's lives in a positive way.
I've been playing in the Hannon, this is my 9th consecutive year, and Jason Kuhn invited me. When I initially was invited from Jason, I didn't know what to expect. He said that it was a bunch of gentlemen that were getting together to play a golf tournament. They might raise a little bit of money, but at that time, it wasn't a big focus on raising money. It was just an opportunity to come down and have a good time with a bunch of men.
The first year I attended the Hannon was 1996. I came down and we were staying at a condo at Pawleys Island, and there was about 25 guys in one condo. Everybody was just sleeping all over the floor, and Thomas had saved me a space to sleep on the fold-out with Bob Lyerly, who I didn't even know. So I ended up sleeping with a guy I didn't even know the first night I was there. And the tournament shirts that year were black, and it was about 120 degrees. And I've never seen people sweat as much as they did on that day.
First year I played was 2005, and the way I got in is I've been playing golf with Vic in some of these South Carolina Golf Association tournaments. And he told me about it, and I said, well, I'd love to come. So we decided to get a team up. A few of us that knew Vic and everything decided to come and see what it was all about. And obviously it was a great deal when we first came, but we got down here and enjoyed what we did, and it was fun.
After that first year of attending, I came back for the second year just because it was different. A lot of the tournaments I've participated in, you never saw results of what you did. You gave money to the cause, and you didn't really see evidence of where that went. That there are a lot of things, maybe that a lot of overhead and things like that. But one of the things that personally appealed to me was that all these guys do this voluntarily. A lot of the nonprofits you deal with, they spend a lot of money to raise money. What's so encouraging about this foundation is all the board, they're all volunteer. There's no money taken out. Every penny that's raised goes towards these children.
Well, this tournament, I think one of the biggest differences is that the people are coming down for a purpose. You see a compassion, they're still having fun, but there's an underlying reason, and they're there to raise money for a great cause.
Through our tournament and our foundation, we help enable people to help other people. And it's much bigger than any one person or any one group or any one board of directors.
What it does is it allows you to be involved with the Hannon Foundation, contributing money and giving more than just paying for this golf tournament. When you see what they do and what the benefits that they provide for these children, you can't help but not want to come.
The foundation, the way I see it, now as everyone knows, we've gone from 12 players 17 years ago to 280 players and raising hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the future, I see this becoming a foundation that everyone knows about and that will get continued donations, corporate donations to help build the foundation. And ultimately, I see and really hope that we'll have a Camp Hannon that can be used by various children's charities to really touch the lives of a lot of children in need.
The foundation has, shared their vision with a lot of the people who are the contributors and who have the heart for what the foundation's doing. And it's exciting to me to hear it, to be a part of it, however small or big that is. It's all a part, and it all builds and creates the momentum that makes what their vision is achievable.
The future is only going to be limited by how great our vision could be. I mean, 6 years ago, in the whole year, we raised about $20,000. 6 years later, we're raising $200,000 in a year. Where will we be 6 years from now? I think the sky's the limit.
And that's the great thing about it. And that's why, as I look back on the last 17 years, sure, I love it and there's great memories, but I'm much more excited about the future and the next 17 years.
I think Scott would be very proud of what we are doing today. He would be right in the middle of it. He would be a great supporter, a booster. We would be just as big if Scott were here as we are today.
There's no doubt he's pleased.
We're doing exactly what he would want us to do. That's how he lived his life. He really loved children, cared about people in need, and I think we're honoring Scott in a special way, and he'd be very